Box Puppy hopes you have an awesome day. TIFU By buying game cheats from a terrorist who then got me arrested and forced to marry my GF. I'm really sorry, I'm from North Africa. I speak French and Arabic, but my English isn't that good. I'm 22 years old. 21 when it happened. Okay, so long story short, in the beginning of 2019, I was playing FIFA on my PC, FUT. I was sad and mad because I kept losing all my games. Then I had a fabulous idea. I looked over Google for some cheats. I searched for hours. Then I joined a shady FIFA cheats Discord. Contacted a guy who was selling some nice cheats. He showed me how it works. I proceeded to the payments over PayPal. Everything was fine. The dude was cool. We texted each other. I never heard his voice. 1 month after that, I heard a knock on my door, a really loud one. I went to open the door, and there was like a full squad of police officers, at least 8 of them. I was horrified. As soon as I opened the door, they handcuffed me, took me to their place without any explanation. My mother was out of her mind. Later, they've explained me that they work for a fribble. It's like Interpol but for Africa. They also explained me that they're suspecting me and I was likely to carry out an attack in the Algerian territory, not only because my beard looks like James Harden's beard, but they also traced a transaction between my PayPal account and a Russian terrorist who is actually wanted. The same ducker who sold me the FIFA cheat. Don't ask me why a terrorist is selling cheats on the internet. I don't know. Anyway, they carried on by searching into my phone. In the heat of the moment I totally forgot about my girlfriends, -18, pictures with me. Authorities in my country have every right over the citizens, so it would have not changed anything if I wasn't okay with them searching into my phone. Same day, they brought my PC to their place, searched it too. They found nothing suspicious. I explained them for 1 hour that the only thing I bought was a FIFA cheat for my game. I'm a really chill dude. I was smiling the whole time because I was stressed as duck. They believed me at the end, but I was left with a big problem. My GF and I, because in my beautiful country, if you're caught by the authorities with your GF/BF ducking or even kissing, it's either you go to jail or you marry her/him. I was lucky enough because I was planning to marry her since a couple of months. My family knows her, hers know me. It just did speed up the process a little bit. TLDR, bought a cheat software for my PC game, ended up suspected in a terrorist case, and forced to marry my GF. Edit, the FIFA cheat worked for a week, then got my Origin account banned, so I had to buy another Origin account. It basically makes the opponent instant disconnect, and it's a win for you. Of course, first and last time for me using cheats. I was dumb. Sorry to the FIFA community. If her/him isn't okay for marriage, they both go to jail for a couple of months. Hopefully we were planning on it. Circumstances weren't as we expected, but at the end of the journey, we were a married and happy couple. She has the same age as me. It's just that over here, North Africa, or even France, to tell if something is X-rated we just use -18, which it means forbidden for under 18. She wasn't underage. She was a full-grown woman that I loved and still love. No worries. Court kissing? Believe it or not. Jail. Cheat on FIFA? Straight to jail. TIFU By getting busted by the cops while in my bra/panties after breaking and entering to get my friend insulin. This weekend, I was in one of my best friend's weddings. The bride, my friend, is diabetic and forgot her insulin when we went to the church. So technically, diabetes is the villain of this story. No problem. I volunteered to go back to her house to pick it up. I like a mission. Me against diabetes. After a morning of bridal stuff, my adrenal glands were more than happy to kick some dust off. The bride says the back door is unlocked, so I dash to her house, drifting the corners, in my mind, finding the apex in the road. The back door is not unlocked. No doors are opened, but I'm not taking the L on this. All of us bridesmaids had gotten ready at her house earlier, and one of the other bridesmaids was leaning out her window on the 2nd floor smoking. I gaze up at her window, praying that it's still unlocked. I know this house. I went to high school with the bride, snuck out of that window onto the roof, and clambered down the tree beside the house many times. Only this time, I'm in a strapless, tight, mermaid style dress. Driving a stick in this constricting skirt was challenge enough. There is no way on God's green earth that I can climb a tree. It's barely above freezing, but this is a DEFCON 2 situation. I'm in the backyard, and there is only one house that can see me. I accept the crazy low odds that the grandparents that live next door will notice me. Decidedly incorrect assumption because apparently Gramps has assigned himself the position of Overwatch. I kick off my heels, sling off my jacket, it's barely above freezing, and toss the Morticia Adams style bridesmaid dress over the fence. I pat my old friend, the tree, and begin to climb. I'm sure I sleuth climbed it, but the adrenaline pulsing through my veins has me convinced that I Ninja Warrior that shut. The window is unlocked. Aura. Once I open it, I ungracefully fall into the room from the roof. I don't care, because the distinctly male movie announcer voice in my head is sexily broadcasting the trailer for the movie I'm acting out. The crowd cheers when my icicle toes hit the hardwood floors. I'm killing it. The room looks like a girl bomb exploded. Curlers, hair dryers, makeup bags, and clothes cover every square inch of the carpet. I super kung fu hop over the piles to the dresser, where she said her insulin bag would be. It's not there. I rifle through the piles, shaking like a scared dog from the cold. Nope. To the bathroom. Nope. A massive rock drops into my stomach when I can't find her insulin. The clock is ticking. I launch down the stairs, 2 at a time, and run through the house as my eyes scan every surface. I find it on the kitchen counter, a full floor away from where she thought she left it. Booyah. I'm back in the game. I shotgun pump my arm and grab the bag. I make sure I can lock the kitchen door from the inside. I mentally check, yep, I left all of my stuff outside. I step into the garage, shutting the door behind me. As I'm jiggling the lock door knob, I hear the whoop whoop of a police car. I slowly turn and do some weird half raise of my hands. There are two cops in the driveway, all official and stern looking. In a split second, I flash on images. I'm in the back of the police car, handcuffed. Search warrants are getting issued. I see the courtroom, a stern judge and an unforgiving jury. In a moment of catastrophic cognitive dissonance, I swear I heard my brain misfire. The only thing that zaps me back to reality is that, I kid you not, my books are 2 frozen ice cones. I'm going to have the pleasure of explaining this shut show to the officers while wearing nothing but my fancy thong and lacy strapless bra, because genius me didn't want panty lines, and my hot ass guy will be wearing a tux to the wedding. Nuff said. I could have vaporized on the spot from the humiliation as the officers approach me. I don't even know what I said. I virtually shoved the bag of insulin at the older cop and vomited out the preposterous details of this Texas-sized oof that landed me in my skivvies, coming out of a house that I technically broke into. They try to keep a straight face, but then I start to laugh. It begins as a small embarrassed chuckle, but then it takes on a life of its own, commandeering all of my self-control and flinging it into the icy wind with the ashes of my dignity. I howl. Tears run down my face, and I shoot strangled, inhuman sounds at them. I can make no sound other than drawn out vowels. It's embarrassing. The cops are trying to ask me questions, and instead, they get Muttley the dog. All I can do is wheeze, or tear and shake from the cold. Finally, I beg them to let me put my clothes on. One gallantly swings his arm to tell me to proceed to the backyard to recover my assortment of clothing cringingly clinging to the fence. They are gentlemen about it as I jump and shimmy into this hell contraption of a bridesmaid's dress. They ask me if there is anyone that I can call from the family to confirm the story. I call the bride. She doesn't pick up. I call the bride's mom. She doesn't pick up. I call the love of my life. He picks up on the first ring. I love that man. He doesn't know why I left the church, but immediately goes in to solve this shut fast mode. He gets the bride's dad. It gets sorted. My guy is waiting in the parking lot when I pull up. Panic rolls across his face when he sees me, thinking I have been crying. I laugh the rest of my makeup off with him when I tell him the story. We are getting married soon, and I think the bride should have to perform a commensurate task to climbing a tree in freezing weather in her underwear. I'm definitely taking suggestions. This all happened in a decently small town. This story has ripped through the gossip mill like Taco Bell through the colon. My oldest brother is apparently friends with the young cop, that I could never make myself look in the eye. Yep, never living this down, and I'm never more grateful to have moved away. Also, life pro tip, I'm an idiot, so maybe you all know this, but don't hand your phone to the police. Put the call on speaker, or show the text from your hand. Do not physically place your property in the care of the police. Advice from a law student who was more than happy to lecture me for 20 minutes at the reception. TLDR, title says it all. Insulin is a life-saving drug, and at least for one day, I kicked diabetes ass. You gotta do what you gotta do, even if it means being a streaking Tarzan cat burglar. As someone with type 1 diabetes and is dependent on insulin, not all heroes wear capes. Some wear fancy underpants. Bless you, OP.